Hi everyone, and welcome back to the dirt cheap land that my wife and I bought for a few $1,000s. It's half an acre. We are currently a few hours from home. We are in northeastern Utah, and the last time you guys saw this place, I was talking about how the plan was to ultimately build a little cabin out here, and this video is not where I'm doing that or starting that for various reasons, but I have some really interesting things that I still wanted to share with you guys and show you. If you're new to the channel or if you missed the previous videos, I'll give you a quick tour, quick look around the property. And we bought this just because we thought it would be fun. It would be a fun place to camp and hang out and make videos. And we're in the high desert. Got some beautiful pinyon juniper trees on the property. Lots of sand. Some cactus, some other desert plants that I don't know enough about to be able to tell you what they are. And then we have the view. So one reason that we really liked this spot is that it's sort of on the edge of a sort of bluff. And so we have great views looking out over this way. It's a beautiful day, a little bit warm. That's one of the main reasons we haven't been out here lately. It gets hot out here. Luckily, it's a little bit cloudy today. But yeah, this is the spot. Let's go see if the bench is still there. I believe it is. The bench that we assembled in one of the videos out here. And we can enjoy the view from this little ridge. But we have expanded since the previous videos. We have doubled in size. We bought an adjacent lot here. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But when we came out here to look at that property, to look at that lot, let me show you what we saw. We have had some visitors. We've had some trespassers. Can you guys see the tire tracks right here? They come in this way. I think they came in on a side-by-side over here. This is kind of the edge of our property over here. Came over this way. And I don't know if they kept going onto this kind of grassy area and then over, or if they backed up, because I don't think they went straight down, because that's kind of steep over there. But we're gonna, in this video, take some steps to make sure that this hopefully doesn't happen again, and also to mitigate some of the effects of it. So first off, we have some no trespassing signs. These are kind of annoying. I don't really want to put these up, but I also don't want people driving across my campsite here. And so this was like $9 on Amazon for 2 signs. I think I'm just going to use the one here. If I need to put another one up at some point in the future, I guess I can do that. But for now, one should suffice. We have the sign itself here, double-sided. And then, let's see, which way is this supposed to go? Let's try this. This is one of those corrugated plastic signs. They also had an aluminum version for, I think, about $20. But I thought, well, let's give this a shot first. If we come back and, you know, it's been blown through with a bunch of bullet holes, then at least we won't have wasted $20. So we have our little sign here. I wish I didn't have to do this, and I guess I don't have to, but let's see, how's that? Or do I put it more in like the middle of where those guys were driving? Or by the cactus over here? I know I was off camera for that because I adjusted where I wanted to put the sign, but I think we'll have it here for now. Looks like a little gravestone, doesn't it? I mean, this isn't something that happens very often, I don't think. Up until now, like, I haven't seen any signs of any tracks here, so this is the first time this has ever happened as far as I can tell. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I mean, you can see, I think probably in the camera, the tracks coming in through here. And so I want to sort of erase the tracks here, and so I brought a very important, very specialized tool for us to do that. It's a broom. This was left by the previous owner, I think like on the side of our house or like in the garage or something. I don't remember where this was, but we use this to brush off our deck. It stays outside. And so we are going to, believe it or not, we're going to sweep these lines, sweep up these tire tracks to kind of obfuscate them a little bit, make them go away. Let's give it a shot. And now you might be thinking, surely this guy is not going to sweep up the sand on his worthless land. To which I would say, oh yes, I am. This actually is working. I don't know if you can really tell in the camera, but you know, once I take care of this a little bit, give it a good sweep. I mean, even I can't believe I'm saying that. Even I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's gonna work once I give it a good going over. Basically, I don't want to be reminded every time I'm here that someone drove through this while we were gone. And so I'm trying to kind of flatten it out with both with my feet and with the broom. And, you know, give it a few rains, give it a month or two out in the weather, and it'll get more or less back to normal. I know this is the hard-hitting adventure content you guys tune into the channel for. And so now, after about 10 minutes of sweeping the sand, which is a sentence I never thought I would say before, I think I've gotten it mostly taken care of. So it was like this area, and again, with some storms, with some rain, it'll make this kind of recently swept sand blend in a little bit more. But I think mostly the tire tracks are gone over there. Same thing over here. It used to be right here. And again, you can see where I've swept, you can see where I've stepped, but with time, that'll be much better. Next up on the to-do list is another item in the cleaning up category. So the last time I was out here, I picked up all of this trash. I gathered together all the trash that I found on the property, but I didn't have any trash bags. I brought one this time, so let's get this all bagged up. Mission accomplished. With that taken care of, let's talk about the fun stuff. Actually, let me show you the fun stuff. Let me show you the new land we bought. So you guys know that the property kind of slopes down a little bit till it gets to the edge of the little bluff, and there are these little badlands formations right here. We bought the plot just below us. So where my car is parked, where the RAV4 is right now, that's about the middle of the lower half of our new 1 acre property. So that's half an acre, and this is half an acre, making 1 acre combined. And here's another look at it from the side. Again, those little badlands things right there. And we're looking from the area of the bench. So from the bench, I can now sit and survey my new 1 acre kingdom. Here's a little orientation for you guys. So this is the original half acre rectangle right here. And then this is the new half acre rectangle right here. So they do touch. From the edge of the upper property, the lower property extends from about here over to here and then across. So the car is kind of in the middle, off to one side a little bit. So across over this way, almost to this big ridge, and then over that way, kind of over to that little road right there. Pretty good. The shortest and most direct route from the upper property to the lower property is to go down one of these little badland ridges. Not too steep, not too bad, but it is something you need to watch your footing for just a little bit. And then here's looking at the upper property from the lower property. We just came down this ridge right here. The bench is right there. And here's a look around. Not a lot of trees on this one. There are a bunch more trees up on the upper property. But the thing that this lower one has going for it, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me just give you the quick 360 here. There is a little access road right here. That's how I drove in. That's how I parked the car over here. And yeah, open, quiet, and not a whole lot else going on down here. Also, check out this little piece of rock that I just found on the ground right here. So this is not an arrowhead. I mean, it's not completely an arrowhead, but I wonder if this was a flake. If this is a piece of lithic scatter that was kind of the byproduct of
of making an arrowhead, or maybe this was like a scraper because it has a nice sharp edge on it. What do you think? Is this man-made? I'll put some closer pictures or footage here of it so you can get a better look at the edge, see if it's been worked or not. Or is this just natural?
It's kind of my dream to find an arrowhead out here because then I could keep it because this is private property and you're allowed to keep things like that out here if you find them. And that stuck out to me because there isn't really any other rock like that out here.
Like there's all of this stuff.
And then there's some of this stuff. I mean, this is all sandstone out here. So that little piece of chert or whatever that was kind of stuck out. And woo, it's gotten significantly hotter since I first got here. It's probably 90, 92 degrees right now. Luckily, there's a little bit of a breeze, and luckily I have the little bench here in the shade. So let me talk about why I wanted that lower property. The first is just because it gave me more space. I would like to have, 100 acres, but right now, 1 acre, 2 half-acre adjacent properties is the best we can do. It's more land that I can play with, that I can do things on, and it's more land between me and my potential neighbors in the future. The second reason I wanted this land in particular, is that it increases the access. It gives me more access to the upper property. For the upper property, there's one road that's kind of sketchy that's out here that you need to drive to get up to that upper spot. But with the lower property, there's this road right here. And so I'm able to access all of my lower property right here, and then also, of course, just hike up to the upper property. And so having that second access road is good in general. It means that I can still access this area if something happens with that road over there. But also, this lower road is better for motorcycles. If I want to ride one of my motorcycles out here, it's easier to park it down there and then walk up to the upper land. It's also better for a camper or a trailer of some sort. In the first video that I made where I showed you guys the land, one of the top comments was you should take a camper and go park it out there, or get an enclosed trailer and build a little camper in that and go park it out there, go leave it on your land. And that's not something I'm ruling out for the future, but it really wasn't possible with this upper property because of the steepness and kind of just the bad condition of that road over there. But with the lower property and that lower access road, I could conceivably, potentially drag a trailer out here and leave it on that lower section. And then finally, having this additional half acre means that we have 1 acre total. And in this area, you need 1 acre to be able to legally build a house or something like that. Now, I have no plans whatsoever to build a house up here. And I honestly don't really have any plans to drop a trailer down there, but those are options. I don't think you could physically get the heavy machinery up here to actually build a house. So that's not really technically practical, but just the fact that it is now 1 acre increases the value of the 2 properties as a whole. The cheapest 1 acre parcel that I've seen out here is like $8,000, $8,000 or $9,000. Most of them are $11,000 to $12,000. For this upper property, I think I paid like $31.50. And then for this lower one, it was cheaper, it was $28.50. So both of these together were about $6,000. I might be like a couple $100 off, I don't remember the exact numbers, but let's say $6,000 for this, and it's now worth at least $8,000 or $9,000. So I think we've done pretty well with the additional purchase down there. And then the last couple of things on the to-do list here involve this guy. This is one of a couple of trail cams that we have out here. I took the SD card out of this one a few months ago, and I've never put it back. So I wanted to see what the animals were that were out here, and so we saw just a trillion rabbits, a ton of birds, and several cats, like domestic cats, interestingly enough. And I've been out here a couple times since then, but I keep forgetting to bring the SD card to put back in here. And so we're gonna do that, and I'll also see if I need to replace the batteries. Let's see, where do I put the SD card? Okay, well, that's a little bit of a hiccup. I do have the SD card, but it's actually just a micro SD card, one of the small ones, and I forgot that this thing requires a full-size SD card. Now, that's not the end of the world. Let me just double check here. Yeah, that needs a real SD card. I don't have any, but I do have some adapters in the car. So let me go grab one of those
and then we can get this thing operational again. Okay, man, I'm gonna get in shape going up and down that dirt ridge thing. So we have our little micro SD card. We have a few different little adapters here. So let's put this guy in, turn the camera on. Please plug out card. Let's see. Okay, and the battery life is at 10%. I thought it might be low, so I did bring some more AA. Oh man. I forgot how many AA batteries this thing uses. It uses 8. How many do I have? Let's see, okay, I do have enough. I have 6 in this thing. Guess where the rest are? Yep. Down in the car. I'm getting too old for this already. Out with the old batteries, in with the new batteries. We have now almost, okay, we have all 8 batteries in. Okay, I think we are good to go with that. I will turn it on, get it armed. Okay, I think we're good. And I think that's it for our visit to the campsite today. I'm gonna head home. I do have a couple of questions for you guys. First of all, how much does it cost to get land like this surveyed? So 2 half-acre parcels. How much does that cost? Is that like $1,000? Is that like $10,000? I have no idea. So let me know what you think, and if you have experiences with that, especially in this area, that would be helpful, but in general also would be good. Because I know where the approximate boundaries are. I know where each corner roughly is just from satellite and GPS and everything, but I'd like to know exactly. I'd like to have those markers out here. And then second question, hold on, I need to focus as I'm going down the ridge here. Second question is, what should I leave out here? Like I could put a truck box out here and like chain it to a tree, put some tools in there or something. Like, I don't know, I don't really need tools because I have tools in my cars whenever I come out here, but let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions for me. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. It'll still be several months until we have any kind of little shelter or micro cabin out here, but that is still the plan. And yeah, thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.